Legion of Superheroes, the brand new DC anime film, and is inside the what are we calling this? What are we calling this bunch of films that are clearly set inside the same universe with the same voice actors and art style, all that kind of stuff? The Tomorrowverse. Okay, the Tomorrowverse. Those are the films that like this one double check. Those are the ones that are in the universe. It is Superman, Man of Tomorrow, hence the name, right? Yeah. um, Justice Society World War Two. Yeah. Batman Long Halloween Part One and Part Two. Probably the best out of these films. Um, and then the Green Lantern one called Green Lantern Beware My Power, and now we're on Legion of Superheroes. Yeah, that cool. That's it. That's the Tomorrowverse. Thank you. Anyway, so Legion of Superheroes inside the Tomorrowverse, and it's the induction of Supergirl, and the induction of Brainiac 5, and the induction of the Legion of Superheroes. And watching this movie, I just finished watching it, and I'm like, I like his thing with these anime films. I used to like when I was younger. Jeez, I'm 26 and I'm already doing the whole look at my dude. Like already I'm doing that shit. I'm like I'm 26. How the hell am I doing back in my day shit? Like it's weird. But I remember when these DC anime films were coming out, there was a level of quality. There was a level of like even budget. Even the budget was a little bit more higher than it is now. I mean, you can easily tell that there's a level of cheap going on with these anime films now, which I wish they kind of just up the budget a little bit more, just so it doesn't look cheap. But those are the stories were amazing. Underwear Hood is probably one of the best ones they have ever done still, and that film's like 12, nearly clocking 13 years old. So when they started dipping in quality, when they started to do the first shared universe inside the what we call those ones, the DC animated movie universe, with Justice League War and was it Batman's Son and Flashpoint and trying Justice League Dark and trying to think the others they have done as well, Judas Contract and that type of Finding Atlantis. Finding Atlantis is just awful. That's a shit one. What I slowly realized that even Killing Joke hurt my soul. I saw that in a theater. I literally hold my copy of the comic of Killing Joke, and then when I was seeing what was on screen, I was like, "What did they do to you? Seriously, what did they do to you?" But I knew that the quality was dipping down. So every time I'm about to watch one of these anime films, I know that the animation is going to look cheap. The writing isn't going to be as sharp, as well crafted as it used to be. And for me, with occasionally there's the exception. Like I quite enjoyed Gotham by Gaslight. I quite enjoyed the Long Halloween adaptation, part 1 and part 2. But those are the exceptions, and with Legion of Superheroes, it kind of falls into the category of it's fine, it's okay, it could be better. It's like what got me quite worried at the beginning was the beginning, because while watching the movie we see Kara on Krypton. And the problem is that because of the writing, it's the dialogue is very stilted. There's not much chemistry inside the performances between the characters. It doesn't feel that there's much emotion. It feels like you have one character is talking to a brick wall, and it's Kara's final moments before Krypton explodes, before she has to rush onto a ship and try to protect her cousin. And, well, we all know how that goes out. But then we go to modern day, right? We go to, the Justice League is formed. There's a Superman, there's a Batman, there's a Flash. Jason Ackles as Batman is awesome. Yes, I am in that camp that I would love to see him as Batman in like a Batman movie or something. I mean, we got the Brand the Ball coming out, so what my guess in 2026, probably at the earliest. So he might be our new Batman. Because they are looking for probably looking for another 4-year-old. So we're gonna get a older Batman with a younger Superman. So we got I'm like Jason Ackles. That's my pick of who should be the new Batman. But at the beginning, I was like, this is getting a bit sluggish. There's weird pacing issues. The dialogue is like the moment Batman just does. I get it. In their heads, they're like, there's it's meant to be badass. Him saying no guns. But it comes across as cheesy and laughable, and I'm like, Sandra Grundy is shooting with a gun, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? And all that, and they want to do the exploring and show the differences between Clark and Kara. Of that, Clark was a baby. He just knows that he's from Krypton. And it exploded. He doesn't really have any emotional connection to it, but with Kara, she had friends and family and loved ones, and her trying to leave that behind and embrace a new culture, and her trying to figure things out and stuff like that, and she's struggling. I get it, they wanted to do that contrast, but I felt like they could have done a more better job with it. And again, she's meant to be new, all that. But the moment we start doing the Legion superhero stuff, which they are from the 33rd century, and Superman travels Kara to the 33rd century, and she meets the Legion superheroes. And while that's happening, there's this like futuristic terrorist organization called the Circle, and they are trying to indicate the Legion's headquarters and all that kind of stuff. While Kara is now becoming a Legion and is trying to fit her place, or maybe because where they're at, the 33rd century looks very Krypton-esque. So it kind of makes her feel more at home and more people with her own type of abilities. But the Legions, or the new Legions, the ones who want to become new Legionnaires, they have the lamest powers ever. You have one who can turn invisible. You got one who can only pop his arms off. You got one who can be a big turn himself into a big bouncy ball. And everyone's like, well, really? That's all you can do? The only other member, and they're trying to have conflict, and then they're trying to rectify this conflict that wasn't earned, and that is Brainiac 5. Now, naturally, Kara is like, that's a Brainiac, that's a Brainiac, that's a Brainiac, knowing she knows the previous Brainiac, she knows the OG Brainiac, and it takes her a while to realize, okay, Brainiac 5 is not like his original ancestor, or the other, 3 other Brainiacs, Brainiac 2, 3, and 4, who are all psychopathic killers. And it takes her a while to realize that, and there's this conflict. It's trying to do the high school drama, right? It's trying to do this high school drama thing of, you're this, I that, da, 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 da. No, I'm right, and they're trying to have this conflict, which it worked at this point at the beginning. But it kind of worked, even though it started with an unnecessary fight. I get it, it's a whole superhero thing. It's a punch first, talk second. But I felt like it was just like, we haven't had an action sequence in 20 minutes. In 5 minutes, we need another one. We need some talking action sequence. Because honestly, I was really thinking, why is it here? Why are we having this? This is just visual noise. It's on narrative purpose. Why having this action sequence? But when this conflict ends, how they rectified this conflict between Brainiac 5 and Kara, it doesn't feel earned. Okay, fuck it. They do the relationship. They do the relationship between Kara and Brainiac 5. Like, they become a thing at the end of the movie. And it doesn't feel earned because, like, outside of the event dealing with the Circle, and the Legion headquarters is under siege by the Circle, I'm like, you two for this entire movie, you two been bickering. You've been bickering and saying, no, I'm right, you're wrong, you're a brain, you're a fucking Kryptonian, so fuck off. Like, I'm like, this feels, none of this romance is earned. There's no chemistry because there's nothing there. There's nothing being shown. There's nothing shown of that chemistry that is warranted to have that happen. So I'm like, why are we here? Why are we I mean, okay, the end credit scene is kind of neat, hinting I guess Justice League War World, which is the next one in this universe, because we have a Batman one coming. That's the one next, so my guess it would be the Justice League one. I don't know, just so you have this like not bad scene of Kara going and saying, "Hi, this is my boyfriend, Brainiac 5. Hi, this is say hi, Kal-El, Kal-El, Brainiac 5, Brainiac 5, Kal-El." Like, it's a neat scene. I like that. It's a very Superman-y type thing of like, yeah, you might be a Brainiac, but you have to prove, you not have to prove me anything. If it is that simple, if Kyle trusts you, I trust you. It's a very Superman type thing to do. But outside of that, it's just, I just like. But the villain, I would say this: the villain of okay, there's two villains. One villain I saw a mile away, but the design of the other villain, the big reveal. Villain, there's a level of body horror, and every time I looked at the character, I was like, I'm focusing on other places. I'm sorry, I know I meant to, but there's an eyeball on your elbow, and I'm looking at that eyeball on your elbow, and it's moving, and the mouth is twitching. It's like a zoolob, but it's like, it's creepy, and cheap animation makes it even creepier. There's body horror to it and all that, but yeah, it's fine. It's a fine movie. It's probably a film I'm not gonna rewatch again. So yeah, these are superheroes. Here's the thing: it's one of those things. Like, look, you gotta watch it if you're interested of it. If you've been watching these animated films since Superman Doomsday way back in 2007, yeah, you'll probably be checking this one out as well. So, yeah, these and superheroes, just fine, really, just fine.